And welcome back to All Over the Map. Thanks for tuning in. And on this episode, we're going to get into beginner and intermediate tips and tricks for North America. And when I mean North America, I mean United States, Canada, Mexico, and Guatemala. Those that are featured the most, especially on Battle Royale, but also I'll tell you some tips and tricks on each country and the different things that I look for. So without further ado, let's get right into this. And before I hit start, please hit the subscribe button and also like the video. Really appreciate that. Appreciate all the subscribers. And we are into some tips and tricks. So if you're a beginner and let's say you're looking at, you're on, let's say, Battle Royale, right? That's probably what this is geared for most often. But we're going to go over some things that could help you too if you're playing the country. But again, geared probably more towards Battle Royale. The first thing right off the bat for me when I look at this is I see, okay, this is, do I see any road markings? No. First thing I see is I see some Spanish writing, some greenery. So I'm looking a little more towards the equator, puffy clouds. But the one key that I look at here, and there's one major key that's in the landscape, there are these green poles. So if you look at this is probably internet, television, something. I don't think it's power. It could be power. But if you notice these green poles, that means you are in Guatemala. The other thing with Guatemala, if you're looking at the car, is the roof rack and the mirrors. And those are other key signs. Again, the other thing you'll note, I don't know if it's in this one, you'll also see red on some of the bigger, taller power lines. Red poles along the way. Guatemala. Just think Guatemala. The other thing, okay, so the other thing that is of note, why you are probably in North America, is, see, this is a school bus. Could you find this school bus in Europe? Could you find this school bus in Africa? Could you find this style of school bus? Maybe. The chance of that happening is probably nil. And the reason why is this is I think a Troy-built, an American-built type of bus, at least this front of the bus. So when you see this school bus, you're in North America. How? Let's see if we can find out. No, we're not going to be able to find out there. But in Guatemala, a lot of the buses that go in between cities or seemingly are all, they've got flair on them. I don't know what else to say but flair. So if you're looking at thinking it's Guatemala, it probably is. You could find this in Mexico, but more often than not, you're not going to find a bus like this in Canada or in the United States. So I'm just going to click on Guatemala, and we'll get on to the next one. Okay, so right off the bat, the first thing to look at is landscape, cars, buildings. I'm looking at a general, I'm just looking at this picture. First thing I notice is it's a yellow line in the middle of a highway. Generally North America, the trees, this looks like a hotel. The trucks, obviously a lot of trucks, pickup trucks. So you know you're in North America somewhere. The cars, the general feel of this, cars all look like it's a Toyota of some sort. You could find anywhere around the world, but you find a Jeep there, but a lot of pickup trucks. A lot of these Dodge Ram pickup truck, looks like a Ford pickup truck. So those, you're going to see bigger vehicles right off the bat in North America. So how do we distinguish between the United States and Canada? Because right off the bat, you can tell by the trees, we are not Mexico, we are not Guatemala, we are somewhere north. Leaves off the trees and whatnot. Well, if you're looking to distinguish, obviously the first thing are road signs, right? So the road signs, you'll see right off the bat, this is the United States highway. This is what's called an interstate highway in the United States. Those things right off the bat will tell you that you are in the US. The other thing is, if you're playing this game, and let's say you're doing a United States game only, and you want to find out what part of the United States that I'm in, because quite frankly, if you look at this picture, to most people, you may think you could be anywhere in the United States. In fact, you could look at this and say, I could be in Indiana, I could be in Minnesota, I could be in Ohio, I could be in Pennsylvania. But there's one clue. If you can get to road signs, these U.S. highways, so North 1 means it's running to the northeast part of the United States. So anyway, Route 1 goes throughout the United States. The number system for this looks like a sheriff's badge. That's all I can think of. I know you've probably seen Route 66. Well, the further south you go, 98, US 98 is near the Gulf Coast. Route 1 or Route 2, actually, Route 2 is up near Canada. So north part of the United States, lower numbers, higher numbers going towards the south. Okay, so that's the rule of thumb with U.S. highways. So right off the bat, we're nowhere in the north. This is just the north direction on this side. It doesn't mean anything other than that. So we're in the north. Well, let's go back. I didn't want to go into the parking lot, but I did. Just click back to the beginning. Okay, so we know we're in the north. Okay, got that down because of the U.S. route. Now, if we're looking at the interstate system, the numbers go from small to, like, the smaller numbers, the route, Interstate 2, Interstate 5 are on the west coast. Interstate 95 up to Interstate 99, well, I think 99 is in Pennsylvania, but 95, it's the major interstate that runs from Maine down to Florida. You know you're in the East Coast. So again, this high number denotes that you're in the east on an interstate. This number 1 is that you're in the north. So we are probably in the northeast, right? So a lot of times the interstate sign will have the state on it, not all the time. So right off the bat, I can say real quick, okay, 95 higher interstate number east, lower interstate number in the west, higher number we're in the north, or I mean the south for the U.S. highway, and lower number in the north. The other thing too is a even interstate number will run east to west, and an odd number like this 5 is going to go north and south. So right off the bat, the other thing I want to look at is just kind of the general feel. Okay, so I see Mick Morgan's Irish Pub. So having noted that these numbers, again, give me clues where to look quick, especially if I'm playing a quick round. The next thing to do is look at anything identifiable to a regions that in the Northeast. And right off the bat, if I'm seeing an Irish pub, probably Boston area. So what I'm going to do is, I know I'm in Massachusetts, probably someplace. Here's 95, as you see, and Route 1 is somewhere around here, probably Foxborough, and that's where we are. Again, those are some of the clues for the United States, some of the things that you might see to distinguish parts of the United States if you're playing the United States game. And with the Battle Royale, it just comes down to some of those signs that you have to see and some of the cars, a lot of trucks, a lot of large vehicles. Okay, on to the next round. Right off the bat, we are in North America. This looks like, again, looks like this could be the United States. We've got the yellow line. We've got cars that look like, trucks look like we're in the United States, tractor trailers, or lorries as you call, in England and I guess other parts of the world. And we look at a car here. I guess that's a Suzuki. Yep, we could find that. Look like we might be in the United States. However, we look over here. Tu familia te espera. I don't know Spanish, but I know that is Spanish. So that right there is a clue that we are not in Canada and we are not in the United States. So we've got to be in Mexico or Guatemala. Okay. And the other big clue is, if you see the sign like all over the map, we have a yellow sign with a pretty big black arrow. That's a typical North American sign. You're generally not going to see that anywhere else, maybe with the exception of Brazil. So, and the other thing is we're in kilometers per hour. So right off the bat, I'm looking at this, we're in Mexico. Okay, as we move down the road, you look at the signs, there's very distinguished where it has, if I come a little closer, if you could get to these types of signs, you'll find that the highways in Mexico are labeled with Mexico. Kind of look like that United States a little bit, I guess, sheriff's badge, I like to say. The other thing I want to bring up real quick, too, is why we're in North America. If you're in Battle Royale and you're trying to find, okay, I see Spanish, but I'm not sure if it's in South America or if I'm in North America or Central America, really is where Guatemala is. Look at the trucks if you're able on a highway. The trucks like this here, you see this front cabin? You will generally not find this type of vehicle in South America. And the reason being is because my suspicion, again, this is just a guess, but I don't see this too often outside of the United States unless it's shipped. But you see the front, the rounded front, that I think it's like Troy built. That vehicle, that truck, can only go so far as I believe Costa Rica or Panama, because you cannot drive through from North America to South America. So you will not find these south typically of Guatemala to Costa Rica area. So if you're looking on highways and you see trucks, you could see something like this, but these rounded, and if this is a good one, come up here if I can pass this. You see this is a typical square. That is a North American, and you can even tell Great Dane. This is probably coming from the United States. So you're going to see that quite often in Mexico or in Guatemala, and it is. Okay, so we're going to drop this in Mexico. Okay, so mountainous region. Where can we tell that we're in Mexico? Well, the more trucks you get like this, I could tell you right now, this is going to be probably up in the north. So that's another clue. You're probably in the north of Mexico. The more of these types of trucks you see, especially if there's English on it, like I see San Antonio here, right? You will be up in this area. Okay, so look for just a major thoroughfare if it's coming from San Antonio down here, and I'm just going to guess it's probably around here. Okay, next one. Right off the bat, to me, I think to most of you out there, especially if you're playing Battle Royale, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I got the sign, but if I'm just looking at this real quick and I'm in a heat of the moment down to the last game, and look at this, man, this is the United States. But no, a couple clues. First clue, if I look, I mean, everything looks the same, a lot of the same stuff. There's McDonald's, there's a Panera Bread. Everything looks the same. Old Navy, all this stuff is in the United States. Costco. Couple things. First thing, if I'm looking at these street lights, again, these are some of the little things I look at, guys, but this is pretty, I have not yet to see this, and I would love somebody out there, if you see this in the United States, please comment or send me a clip of a traffic light, okay? What I mean by a traffic light is a traffic light like this. Typically in the United States, you might have, it's very rare you'll find yellow all the way around, like a yellow plate around the lights. It's usually black. But if you find it like this, what you have is it's usually like this. It's more towards this, where they're all equal. Very rare that you see like this, all yellow. It might be yellow with black around it, but in Canada it's all yellow. Everything's yellow, but the red light is actually larger than the other two. You generally, like this here, this one here, that's a Canadian traffic light. I don't know what else to tell you. That's just what it is. It's Canada, and that's what it is. The other thing is right here, looking at signs: Nordstrom, United States; Marshalls, United States; Scotiabank. Could be in the United States. You're not going to see that. this is right off the bat. That's Canada. You also see that in other parts of the Americas. Anything else here that I see? Nothing that I would look at. But let's get down here a little bit. And the first thing that you see here is maximum 70. In the United States, it will not have, you will not be going 70 on a road like this. This is a clear kilometers per hour, and it might not denote it in Canada. Also, the word maximum is never noted on any sign that I'm aware of in the United States. So yeah, so looking at this, looks like it very well could be. The other thing that's very interesting too, I noticed here, oftentimes in Canada, these lights are often rounded, especially if you're in Quebec. But in Quebec, it's French. You should be able to pick that up right away. So those are some clues about Canada. And let me just see if there's anything else. But yeah, there used to be at one time where most cars, or all cars in Canada, have to have daytime running lights. I believe if that's the case, it still might be true. In the United States, that wasn't. Okay, here's the last one. Tim Hortons is a Canadian, I guess, donut shop. So you'll see these things all over Canada. You'll also see these in the United States, but typically like Michigan, upper Ohio. So if you see this in the United States, you're going to look at that Great Lakes region to find Tim Hortons. And I'm sure there's other places near the border, but it's going to be closer to the north. So we're in Canada, English speaking, and I'm guessing we're just with the trees. That's the other thing, the trees. We're looking at the types of trees. We're probably Ontario. And Ontario is probably the most, I guess, it looks like a lot of the United States. The other thing, real quick, I see little differences, and I just want to let you guys know of these differences, because these sometimes can make or break real quick, especially if you're looking at this like, God, this to me is the United States, right? The flag, you don't see that flag over there, but you see this. Okay, what looks like the United States, it's Exxon, EXXON in the United States. In Canada, it's SO. I don't think it's anything else. The other thing is they use liters, and in the United States, gallons. So you'll see 95. In the United States, you'll see $2.15, $2.30. So a little couple differences there. So that's Canada. And for our last tips and tricks, beginner North American, things to look for in North America, whether you're playing Battle Royale or you're playing the country games. I don't even know if there's a North American game, but little differences, things that can help you out. So right here, we've got that Mexican. So we've got Mexico 1 and Mexico 3, Tijuana, Tecate, Fruta del Vino. So if I'm playing a Mexican game and I'm looking at this, the one thing that I've noticed too in Mexico, if you're trying to find a location, is typically, I don't know if this is always true, but Mexico 1, the numbering system on their highways starts to the northwest, the lower numbers, and the higher numbers goes to the east in Cancun. So if we look at this, I don't know what I did here. Really don't know what I did. I'm gonna have to, in any case, wish I could show you. I don't know what happened there. Let's see if that works. Yes, it does. So if we look and we just go in, we're going to see Route 1, Mexico 1, as far west as you can get in Mexico, Baja California, okay? And if you come to the far east in Cancun, you're going to have number 305, 307. So think about that. When you're playing the game, you're looking at numbers and you're seeing, okay, 125, 95, we're probably in the middle of the country. We come over here, we got 15. Again, not like the United States, but generally it looks like as you go, obviously from northwest to southeast, the numbers, their numbering system goes lower to higher, northwest to southeast, and we got 1 and 3. I guess we're right there. So that's some basic beginner tips and tricks for everyone out there, especially if you're playing Battle Royale and you're thinking, you see a lot of Canada, United States, you see a lot of Guatemala versus Mexico. Hopefully these tips and some of these things can help you out in these games. I'm going to have more of these beginner and intermediate, maybe even some advanced tips and tricks, and from what I've seen here and what I've recognized, little things that can help you along the way, and hopefully got something out of this. Hope you learned a little bit about Canada, the United States, Mexico, and Guatemala. I will be bringing you some more videos upcoming in the next couple days. Probably going to do another Battle Royale, maybe Premier League venue, site, game. And again, if you just take the time and hit that subscribe button, I really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, cheers.